Next, Radiohead in Rainbows. This was released October 10th, 2007, or at least the download version was. Of course, you know, they released it as a download first and let people pay whatever they wanted to pay for it, at least for a few months anyway. And I think the physical release came out kind of early the next year, the CD and vinyl versions. And it was a #1 album. So this album's doesn't lean as heavily on kind of electronic sounds as their last few albums. Certainly less electronic elements on it than Kid A and Amnesiac, and less also than their previous album, Hail to the Thief. The first song, 15 Step, is by Radiohead standards, a pretty jaunty little tune. It's a fairly upbeat, at least upbeat sounding song. Got a really kind of propulsive rhythm to it. There actually is a really interesting electronic percussion kind of element in here, this kind of scratchy kind of thing going on in it, and some really good guitar work on it too. How come I end up where I started? How come I end up where I went wrong? Won't take my eyes off the ball again. You reel me out, then you cut the string. The next song is Bodysnatchers, which is probably the most kind of raw and one of the more intense songs on here. Kind of punk edge to it, with Tom York kind of snarling lyrics like, I have no idea what I am talking about. I am trapped in this body and can't get out. And then, I have no idea what you are talking about. Your mouth moves only with someone's hand up your ass. and it's right about that point when the song actually kicks it up a notch and gets more intense. The second half of the song's even better than the first, with York kind of unleashing himself even more. And after that, there's a huge downshift into the next song, Nude, which was actually a top 40 single. It reached number 37 on the U.S. chart. I think there's some slight controversy over that. Some people think that it was because they gave you the option of buying multiple versions of it so that you can create your own mix or something like that. But it's one of only 2 songs they had that actually made the U.S. top 40. Wonder what the other one was. I'll tell you one thing about the other one. I'm surprised that it only just barely made the top 42. I'm really kind of surprised about that, actually. But this is definitely one of the more kind of ethereal, kind of dreamlike songs on there. It's also probably the slowest song. I don't mean that. I don't mean that as a criticism. I mean it's a great song. But I could read you the entire lyric right now. And there are no repetitions. This is the entire lyric. Don't get any big ideas. They're not going to happen. It's hard to read. You paint yourself white and fill up with noise, but there'll be something missing. Now that you found it, it's gone. Now that you feel it, you don't. You've gone off the rails. So don't get any big ideas. They're not going to happen. you'll go to hell for what your dirty mind is thinking. Then the next song is Weird Fishes, and I don't know how to pronounce this word. Arpeggi? 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 I think most people just call it Weird Fishes, don't they? I think this is one of my favorite songs on here. Some really great guitar work on it, and some great drumming on it. I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I mean, it's I don't know. I'll just read some lyrics. See, in the deepest ocean, the bottom of the sea, your eyes, they turn me. Why should I stay here? Why should I stay? I'd be crazy not to follow where you lead. Your eyes, they turn me into phantoms. I fall to the edge of the earth and fall off. It's a really cool video for this one. Actually, is it four? Yeah, four of the songs are actually animation contest winners. Videos for four of the songs. They had some kind of a contest on some animation website. One of them was 15 Step. One of the winners was for a video for 15 Step, and then one for Weird Fishes, one for Videotape, and one for Reckoner. The Weird Fishes one is my favorite, though. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend you take a look at it. It's pretty wild. So the next song is All I Need, which is probably one of Tom York's most kind of romantic songs, I think. It's kind of just very kind of vulnerable. See, I am a moth who just wants to share your light. I'm just an insect trying to get out of the night. I only stick with you because there are no others. You are all I need. You are all I need. I am in the middle of your picture, lying in the reeds. I love the kind of the bassy keyboard sound that's playing the main riff on here, and I love the way Phil Selway towards the end just kind of explodes on the cymbals. I don't know, it's just a cool song. And then we switch to side two, and the first song is, and here we go again, Faust Arp, or is it ARP, like the ARP synthesizer? I've never heard ARP as a word before, but anyway, okay. So it's strange thing about this one is one of the strange is that the lyrics are pretty rapid fire, because it's got the most lyrics of any of the songs on here, except for maybe Jigsaw Falling Into Place. And it's by far the shortest, just a little over 2 minutes. It's another beautiful arrangement. It's just acoustic guitar and a string section. See, squeeze the tubes and empty bottles. I take a bow, take a bow, take a bow. It's what you feel, not what you ought to, what you ought to. The elephant that's in the room is tumbling, 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 duplicate and triplicate. Plastic bags in duplicate and triplicate. Dead from the neck up. I guess I'm stuffed, stuffed, stuffed. We thought you had it in you, but not. Exactly where do you get off? Is enough. I love you, but enough is enough. Enough of that stuff. There's no real reason. Some interesting lyrics on that one. No, not sure. I'm not sure what they're about, but I struggle with this stuff sometimes. I don't know. Trying to figure out what some songs are about, but and the next song is Reckoner. It's another great song. Really like what they did with the percussion, with the drums on this one. Kind of sounds like they distanced the drums from the mic to get more of the kind of the room reverberations or whatever in, and again some really nice string arrangements. But probably the best thing on here in terms of in terms of the instrumentation is Tom York's voice, which is probably, I guess, Tom at his most kind of feminine. He sounds, his voice is he's singing in a higher register, and his singing is just really good on this one. Let's see, Reckoner, you can't take it with you, dancing for your pleasure. You are not to blame for bittersweet distractor. Dare not speak its name, dedicated to all human beings. And then the next song is my favorite song, House of Cards. I haven't read anything about whatever may have inspired this song, but I've got a feeling that he must have seen the movie The Ice Storm, because the lyrics seem to indicate some scenes from that movie. The infrastructure will collapse from voltage spikes. Throw your keys in the bowl. Kiss your husband goodnight. You know, that there was a scene in the movie where takes place in the 70s, and I guess this was a thing back then. Although I lived in the 70s and I don't recall any such thing that the adults were doing at that time. I never saw anything like that. But you know, you throw your keys in the bowl and you'd go home with whoever keys you grabbed out of the bowl or something instead of your own wife or husband. And then that infrastructure will collapse from voltage spikes. I don't know if that's maybe a reference to the power lines going down and collapsing in the road, and one of the characters gets killed touching one of the live wires in the street after the big ice storm. I don't know, but I just don't know. I just feel like it's at least partly inspired by that movie. But I'm going to try to play a clip from it. Of course, the last time I tried to play a Radiohead clip, I got it blocked. But I'm going to try again. Maybe I'll get this one in. I don't know. But it's just a great song. And then the next song is Jigsaw Falling Into Place. And this song probably has the most kind of driving rhythm on the album, I would say, with the tension building steadily throughout the song. And Tom York is awesome on this. I mean, he seems to know just when to kick it up a notch, and then another notch, and then another notch. You know, it's just a great performance all around from the entire band, but nothing especially Tom York. Before you run away from me, before you're lost between the notes, just as you take the mic, just as you dance, 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 a jigsaw falling into place. So there is nothing to explain. You eye each other as you pass. She looks back and you look back, not just once, not just twice. Wish away your nightmare, wish away the nightmare. You got the light, you can feel it on your back. You got the light, you can feel it on your back. Your jigsaw falling into place. And then the last song is Videotape. There's been a lot of attention focused on this song in the last couple of years. Somebody, of course, it's a song that's been around for quite some time before they actually recorded. How am I kidding? Before they recorded this version of it, and it had existed live in a totally different arrangement, totally different tempo and rhythm and everything. But somebody discovered that basically that original rhythm, and I don't know anything about how music is written, so but I guess that original rhythm is still in this version of the song. It's just kind of hiding in there or something. But it's probably one of the saddest lyrics on here. It basically, I guess it reads it's kind of like a suicide note of a sort. This is my way of saying goodbye, because I can't do it face to face, so I'm talking to you before. No matter what happens now, you shouldn't be afraid, because I know today has been the most perfect day I have ever seen. I know I say this on every album, but it's a great album closer. The song, of course, the album begins with like I said, a jaunty little tune, and it ends in beautiful melancholy.